All right, get ready because today we are taking a deep dive into the wild world of Gen Z slang.
Oh, yes.
If you've ever felt just a little bit out of touch trying to understand how the kids talk these days,
Hmm.
this deep dive is definitely for you.
Yeah.
We are going to be cracking open Gen Z slang, a guide to modern terms,
Okay.
and hopefully giving you a bit of a survival guide to help navigate this ever-changing landscape of words.
It really is like a secret decoder ring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not just for understanding what they're saying,
Yeah,
but also for understanding their worldview, too.
absolutely.
I mean, you know,
It's like,
you can take almost any word and unpack it and go,
yes. Oh, that's interesting.
it's like my mom trying to use YOLO a few years back.
Oh, yeah.
Bless her heart. She tried, but,
Bless her heart.
it just didn't quite work.
Didn't quite hit the mark.
But that's what we're here for, right?
That's what we're here for.
To break it all down.
Decoded.
Make a little bit of sense of it all.
Yep.
Yeah. And what's fascinating to me is that when you look at the values
Yeah.
that are kind of baked into some of these words,
Mhm.
like you take something like bet.
Okay.
I mean, on the surface, you might just think, oh, this is just about efficiency of language.
Right.
But it goes deeper than that.
Oh, tell me more. I'm all ears.
Bet isn't just about agreeing to something.
Okay.
It's also a signal that you understand.
Oh.
You're on the same page.
Yeah.
It's like a verbal handshake to say we're on the same wavelength.
That's really interesting. It's
Yeah.
almost like a subtle way to establish some kind of,
Yeah,
belonging within a group or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
That you're in the in-group.
Yes.
And then you have something like skibidi.
Okay.
And this one might leave you scratching your head a little bit.
Yeah. Skibidi.
This really, I think, speaks volumes
Yeah.
about Gen Z's sense of humor.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I had to look this one up.
Okay.
It's from that Skibidi toilet meme, right? Precisely. That is it.
It's like pure internet chaos.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's nonsensical.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah,
And yet somehow hilarious.
it is.
I mean, have you ever seen a meme or something where you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm bewildered, but I'm also laughing?
All the time.
Yeah, that's kind of the Skibidi effect, right?
It is. It is.
It's like they're embracing the absurdity,
Yes.
finding humor in the unexpected.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it's refreshing
Yeah.
in a world that takes itself so seriously so often.
It's like a good reminder, right?
Totally.
To just like
To not take everything so seriously. Lighten up.
Totally.
You know what I notice
What's that?
in this guide too?
Yeah.
Is how much Gen Z slang really taps into our senses.
Oh, interesting.
It's not just about the dictionary definition of a word.
Mm.
It's how the words make you feel.
Interesting.
So take, for instance, the word slaps.
Okay.
Think about how they use it to describe music.
It's not just that the music is good.
Yeah.
It's that it hits you with this intense, like, physical force.
It's like you can almost feel the bass.
Exactly.
Like vibrating through your body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which makes sense considering how much music today is just
Yeah.
about that heavy bass and that driving rhythm.
Yeah, totally. It's like they're translating that physical sensation into language.
Yeah.
I like that.
And,
Yeah.
then there's bussin' for food.
Okay.
You can forget delicious.
Right.
This word is about pure, unbridled enthusiasm for a meal.
It's like delicious. Got an upgrade.
It did.
Like delicious. Went to the gym.
Yes.
Got like super ripped or something.
Absolutely. It's like
Yeah.
delicious 2.0.
It's delicious with like an exclamation point.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it.
And that intense, almost exaggerated expression of like excitement is a real
Yeah.
hallmark of Gen Z slang.
Interesting.
They're not afraid to go all in on their emotions,
Mhm.
Yeah.
whether it's positive, negative, whatever it is.
So we've got slaps for like an amazing auditory experience.
Yeah.
Bussin' for a taste bud explosion.
Ooh, okay.
It's like I'm sensing a theme here.
Well, this is where things get interesting.
Okay.
Because even words that seem like they're just simple reactions or judgments are often incredibly visual and evocative.
Okay.
Take, for instance, the word get.
Okay. I'll admit, this one always throws me off a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah.
But more intense.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit awkward.
More emphatic.
Yes. There we go. Emphatic.
Emphatic. Yeah, and it's often used to express appreciation for someone's
All right.
physical attributes. We
Yeah.
could say that.
So it's not just, wow, you look nice.
Yeah.
It's like a whole,
It's a vibe.
it's a whole.
Then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum,
Okay.
you have mid, which
Uh-huh.
is
Okay.
the ultimate dismissal.
I like that word.
Yeah, just like Meh, that's average. Not even worth my time.
It's so fascinating to me how much you can
Yeah.
pack into just
Yeah,
a single syllable, you know?
totally. It's
Yeah.
like they've got this internal radar for what's cool and what's not,
Yes, yes.
and they're not afraid to use it.
Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of cool, we have to talk about drip.
Drip. I feel like I need a visual for this one.
All right, well, imagine this.
Okay.
Someone's walking down the street,
Okay.
and their fashion sense is so strong,
Okay.
so on point,
Yeah.
that it's practically radiating off of them.
Like an aura.
Yeah,
Right.
that drip.
Okay.
It's not just about looking good.
Mhm.
It's about this swagger,
Oh.
this effortless cool.
So I'm picturing like
Yeah.
someone who leaves a trail of like glitter and confidence wherever they go.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a powerful image.
It is a powerful image.
And it speaks to how much Gen Z values individuality,
Yeah.
self-expression.
Like their clothes are an extension of their personality.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's how they show the world who they are.
Yeah, like this is me.
This is me.
This is my style.
Exactly. And it brings us to two phrases
Okay.
that I think are all about,
Mm.
crushing it
Yeah.
and kind of calling people out.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So first up, we have ate and left no crumbs.
Okay.
This one is all about dominating a situation,
Yeah.
succeeding so spectacularly that there's nothing left.
That is a powerful image.
Yeah, you didn't just win,
Yeah.
you devoured the competition.
Yeah. You didn't just win. You like destroyed. You
Right.
ate the entire game.
And it reflects this,
Yeah.
ambition and confidence
Mm.
that you see in a lot of.
They're not just here to participate.
That's,
We're here to slay the game.
that's right. And what was the other phrase?
The one about calling people out?
Ah, yes, ratio. Yeah, this one,
Ratio. I've seen this one.
you've probably seen it,
Thrown around the internet.
thrown around online.
It's all about the likes, right?
Oh, it's all about the likes.
Yeah.
If you post something online
Yeah.
and someone's comment gets way more likes than your original post,
Yeah.
they've ratioed you.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate
It's like a public vote of disagreement.
digital mic drop.
The digital mic drop.
Yeah.
And it just highlights how much power
Yeah.
Gen Z wields on social media,
It really does.
They can shift the conversation,
Yeah.
shape opinions,
Yeah.
hold people accountable.
It's like social currency.
It is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And speaking of holding opinions,
Yes.
there's one last word from this section of the guide
Okay.
that I wanted to unpack a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's delulu, short for delusional.
Not the Lulu. Okay.
Delulu. And this one can really apply to anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it takes on a special meaning in Gen Z slang.
Because it's not always meant in like a
Right.
harsh way. It's often like kind of playful.
Playful, a little bit of humor
Yeah.
to call out someone's
Yeah.
unrealistic expectations.
Like, honey, you are delulu.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, I like it.
But there's also a really fascinating
Oh,
psychological layer to this word.
tell me more.
So if you think about it, the Lulu speaks to this very human tendency for wishful thinking.
Right.
We all want to believe things are going to work out in our favor,
Yeah.
even if the evidence maybe suggests otherwise.
Yeah.
And especially in the age of social media where
Yeah.
we're constantly bombarded with these curated versions of reality.
Right. Right.
It's easy to fall into these
Yeah.
Delulu traps.
That is so true.
Yeah,
Social media can definitely warp your perception of reality.
absolutely. And I think Gen Z,
Yeah.
having grown up immersed in this digital world,
Mm-hmm.
are particularly attuned to these
Yeah.
dynamics.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We've talked about efficiency, absurdity, sensory experiences. We have?
Now even a little bit of psychology.
It's amazing.
It's really amazing how much you can learn
Isn't it?
about a generation. It's
Yeah.
just from
Just by
understanding how they use language.
just slang, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is really just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh,
There's so much more
I can't wait to dive deeper.
to unpack.
Let's do it.
All right, let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
Huh. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much of Gen Z slang
Mm-hmm.
seems to revolve around
Yeah.
like social dynamics.
Social dynamics. Absolutely.
Your whole language is designed
Yeah.
to navigate
Yeah.
all the complexities of
Mhm.
like relationships and belonging,
Especially online.
especially online,
Yeah.
which makes perfect sense when you think about it, because this is a generation that has grown up
Mm-hmm.
with social media.
It's their world.
It's their world.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like their primary mode of communication.
Yeah. Playground, battleground, all in one.
Yes. all in one.
Right. It's all happening there.
Think about ratio.
Okay.
It's not just disagreeing with someone.
Right.
It's like publicly dismantling their argument.
And gaining social validation at the same time.
Yes.
You know?
It's like winning a debate
It is.
in the court of public opinion.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's where the psychology of this gets really interesting.
I think so, too.
Because it's not just about expressing yourself.
Right.
It's about power and influence.
Power moves.
Power moves, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like likes are the new currency
Hmm.
and ratios are the ultimate power move.
That's it. Yeah, they're wielding that social currency to get what they want.
And we can't forget about drip,
Oh, drip, yes.
which is, again,
Yeah.
not just about looking good.
Yeah.
It's about projecting this image of like
confidence and status.
confidence. Yeah.
It's like the digital equivalent of peacocking,
Ooh.
you know,
Or like
strutting your stuff.
So instead of feathers, it's like,
Yeah. It's the designer clothes,
yeah,
the limited edition sneakers.
the perfectly curated Instagram feed.
It's all there.
Yeah, it's all about, showcase.
It's the whole presentation.
It is.
It's about,
Yeah.
signaling your worthiness of attention.
And in a world where
Yeah.
everyone is curating their online persona,
Right.
yeah, it's easy to see how drip becomes a way to like stand out, differentiate yourself,
Yeah.
climb that social ladder.
Climb that social ladder, absolutely.
And then you've got phrases like
Right.
ate and left no crumbs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Which takes that idea of like
Social dominance.
social dominance
Yeah.
to a whole other level.
I mean, it's like saying, I came, I saw, I conquered, and there wasn't even a crumb left.
Yeah.
You know?
It's ambitious.
It is.
It's confident.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit savage.
And I think that sense of playful competition is really woven into Gen Z culture.
But it's not all about
Right.
winning, is it?
It's not
It's also about being really discerning about what you choose to
to engage with.
engage with. And
Yeah.
that's where mid comes in.
There it is again, that filter.
That filter,
it's
yeah.
not-
It's like filtering out all the noise,
Deciding what's worth your time.
deciding what's worth it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's essential in a world
Right. You got to have a filter.
where there's
Check it.
just so much coming at you.
So much information, stimulation, everything.
We're bombarded.
Yeah, they're bombarded with
That's the
content.
only direction.
They need a way to quickly assess.
Right. Is this worth my time?
Yeah, like an internal algorithm.
Yeah. What's bussin'?
Yeah, what's bussin', what's mid.
What's mid?
They're curating their own experiences.
PR.
Yeah, both online and offline.
And speaking of bussin',
Okay.
I want to circle back to
Yeah.
this whole sensory aspect.
Mhm.
This is something that I just keep finding so fascinating. Yeah, me too.
It's like they're experiencing the world through this kaleidoscope of heightened sensations.
Yeah, like all the senses are just
Like they're on high alert.
amplified.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay.
They've grown up in a world
Mm-hmm.
of high definition visuals,
Yeah.
surround sound,
Mhm.
immersive technology.
Yeah.
I mean, their senses are
Yeah.
constantly being stimulated.
It makes sense that their language.
Right. It would follow.
Yeah.
Would reflect that.
It's not just that they're describing their experiences.
Right.
They're trying to make you feel them too.
They want you to feel it too.
Yeah, yeah.
They're translating those visceral sensations
Yeah.
into words.
That's what makes it so captivating to study.
It really is.
It really is.
It's a window into their
yeah,
their-
the values, their experiences,
whole world.
their world. It's
Yeah.
like a glimpse
It is.
into the future of language itself.
Maybe we'll all be speaking in sensory metaphors and
Yeah.
internet acronyms someday.
Maybe we will.
But I think one thing is certain.
Yeah.
Gen Z is shaping how we communicate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their slang is really a testament to their creativity and resilience
Yeah.
and their unique perspective on the world.
And I, for one,
Yeah,
am here for it.
me too.
Now, we've talked about how
Ah.
it's shaped by social media,
Mm.
by this heightened sense of sensory experiences.
Yeah.
But what else?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead us to
Okay.
some even deeper
All right.
insights about Gen Z and their relationship with language.
Okay, I'm ready. It's really interesting to me how Gen Z slang is this, like
Oh.
a mix of social strategy and sensory overload.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's something
Yeah.
deeper going on too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like their language is almost a rebellion against the traditional rules of communication.
I like that, a rebellion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think back to what we were talking about
Yeah.
with Bet.
Yeah.
It's like a secret handshake.
Yes.
And that sense of exclusivity
Yeah.
is a huge part of Gen Z slang.
Yeah.
They're creating a language that's uniquely their own.
Yeah, like their own little
It is.
cultural fortress.
It is. And only those in the know
Yeah.
are allowed inside.
And it's amplified by how quickly it changes.
The speed, yeah.
Right.
I mean, new words are popping up all the time.
All the time.
Driven by memes and viral trends.
It's hard to keep up.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And even I find myself having to go, wait, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm constantly looking things up.
All the time.
But it's not just about exclusivity either.
No.
There's a real sense of creativity.
Creativity and playfulness.
Yes, exactly.
Like they're not afraid to experiment.
Yeah, they're not to bend the rules.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about skibidi.
Skibidi. Yeah, pure nonsense.
I mean, also incredibly inventive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like turning language into this giant sandbox.
I love that.
Right. Building castles out of slang and digging for hidden meanings and memes.
It's like they're reminding us
that
communication doesn't always have to be so serious, formal.
They can be fun.
It can be fun.
Yeah.
It can be silly.
Yeah. And
it can be a really powerful tool for building community, expressing individuality.
And in a world that can often feel, you know, overwhelming, uncertain, that sense of like playful rebellion.
Playful rebellion. I love that.
Can be really empowering.
It is. It's like they're saying, we're not going to play by your rules.
Yes.
We're going to make our own.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why I think studying this is so fascinating.
Yeah. You know, it's not just a collection of words. It's really a reflection of their values.
Their experience.
Our experiences.
Yeah, their unique perspective.
Yeah, it's like a secret map.
It is.
To understanding
an entire generation.
An entire generation.
Yeah, and maybe it takes a little bit of effort to decipher.
It does.
But it's worth it.
But the rewards are definitely there.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're feeling a little...
If you're feeling a little chuggy, trying to keep up with Gen Z slang, don't worry. Embrace the challenge.
Stay curious.
Stay curious.
Language is constantly...
evolving.
Right. It's never going to stop.
And who knows?
Yeah.
You might even find yourself dropping a bussin' or a skibidi into your next conversation.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
It would be. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive.
I know. I'm sad to see it go.
Into the world of Gen Z slang.
It's been fun.
We've explored its social implications.
Its sensory dimensions and its playful, rebellious spirit.
It's been a journey.
And hopefully you've gained a new appreciation for this ever-evolving language and the generation that's shaping it.
Absolutely. And, you know, the next time you encounter a word or phrase that you don't understand, don't be afraid to ask.
That's a great point.
You know, you might just discover a whole new way of looking at the world.
That's a really good point.
Curiosity is key.
It is. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
On this linguistic adventure.
Always a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.
For another deep dive into this fascinating world of language and culture.
All right, see them.